revitalization that is proposed for the old Argo Theater building. Now, you know this property. I think most people in the community know this property and have seen it decline over the years.
No question about it. It has declined dramatically over the years. And it's great news for Elmont. About a week or two ago, I announced I was able to deliver a $2.5 million grant for the Argo Theater project, which is on the corner of Hempstead Turnpike and Elmont Road. And this grant comes on the heels of another grant I was able to get for Elmont's Gateway Youth Outreach for $500,000 for after-school programs for all of our Elmont schools. When I tell you that is utilized by so many young people and their families, it's amazing. But the $2.5 million grant was a great team effort. Senator Dean Skelos really came through and helped with the Restore New York program. And it's something important, Argo Theater. It's just it's something that's in the center of the Elmont community. It's right on Hempstead Turnpike, and it's something that we really have to do to make Elmont go forward and revitalize, you know.
You can see what we're looking at here. This is not the most attractive of things right now. What might we anticipate seeing there in the future?
Well, we certainly want redevelopment. We want to attract a grocery store and other businesses that will create good, high-paying jobs and bring revenue into the area. Because as you know, Mike, the business model is the more revenue you have, the more commercial revenue, the lower, you help reduce taxes. This process was started by Sustainable Long Island, the Elmont Coalition, which is led by my good friend Sandy Smith. She does a magnificent job. And, we have to stop the blight that's going on there in the storefronts that are closed and really, give a shot in the arm and infusion of capital to this important area, this gateway to Nassau County. And the grant will help with the demolishment of the site and preparing new infrastructure and development. And I'm just very excited about it, and we have to do it right.
Well, it's property, it's one of those things, and I think many communities deal with this at one time or another. It's a property that was once vital. It had a very slow deterioration and changed ideas from the theater to now the discount store and all the other things around it. And it's time for a facelift, I suppose.
There's no question about it. It is time.
And we're going to be watching that and following that effort over the next several months and see just how things go with the old Argo Theater property. As we continue on here, we've got a terrific event now to talk about, and this is one that I know is very near and dear to Tom Alfano's heart. The Assemblyman was able to get a grant for the Sewanaka High School music program, music being very important to the Alfano family. And Tom Alfano, this particular event takes on a pretty special meaning for you.
Yeah, it really does, Mike. I grew up in a musical household. My dad was an extremely talented musician and educator, and in his memory, I was able to secure a $35,000 grant for Sewanaka High School Music Department, and it was used to fund instruments for the students, brand new instruments. It's a concert we're watching. This is the first time that they used the instruments, and I listened to the way they played, and it was a great honor to do in my dad's memory. It meant something to me and my family, certainly, and it's just a wonderful thing. I mean, music, like athletics, is a great adjunct to the just the reading and writing and the arithmetic that the kids study in school, and it brings joy to them, and it brings brings a lifelong appreciation of something that is a vital part of culture.
And not only the culture, but also the arithmetic, the fractions that are involved in the music and the notes. We're watching a choir singing here to go along with the reading, and it's just, as you so well put it, a terrific addition to all the other learning that goes on in the school environment.
It really is, and
there's teamwork involved in playing in a band, for example.
No question, and they sounded wonderful that night, and I know they're working hard, and it's really nice to see.
Well, and there's the leader. That's the band leader showing the way, and that is all part, again, of what we're talking about, where the kids learn so many things from that kind of involvement. And what a nice way for you to be able to give back in honor of your father to the music program at Sewanaka High School. Tom Alfano, we're going to move on from that here now, and as we were looking at the ELA pep rally a little while ago, put me in mind of this other event that we're about to look at here, talking about getting kids, young kids, excited about geography. A geography bee was held at the Olden Terrace School, and this has got to be one of the my worst subjects in school was geography, and I'm glad I wasn't there for this event. I think I would have been put to shame.
There's Amy Buchanan, who's the principal over at Olden Terrace, a great leader, and it's an annual thing. It's a geography bee. It's exactly like a spelling bee. It's an Olden Terrace tradition they hold each and every year. Students from all classes enter the preliminary rounds, and then they choose their representatives to compete throughout the school. They have finals in the gymnasium where 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders come, and often the parents go. And it's really a fun event. The kids are given multiple choice on the early rounds, what country or state is being described by a special panel of teachers. And then in the final rounds, it's open-ended, and it gets quite difficult.
And look at how full the room is. All the kids are there, and they are excited. They are applauding, and they are cheering. All about geography.
That's right. And, at the end, the winner from the school gets to participate in a regional contest where you could end up winning a $10,000 scholarship. It's amazing.
That's terrific. And let me again say that I'll watch Jeopardy like everybody else, and when the category is geography, I just walk out of the room. These kids here would be all set. They see geography come up, whether it's world geography, they'd be all set.
Ready.
No, not me. That's my own failing, and maybe that of my school. It's good to see the folks there in the Elmont community turning that around for those kids. They're not going to have the problems that I have. Now, let's close out here on a very high note, Tom Alfano. You had the opportunity to present here at the state capitol a rising star from the Elmont community. We are going to get a chance to watch you introduce to all your colleagues in the State Assembly Akil Rodney. Let's take a look at that now, and we'll be back to finish up today's edition of Assembly Calendar.
I'd like to introduce a fine young man from the 21st Assembly District. Akil Rodney is a junior at the Elmont Memorial High School, and he is far and away one of the best soccer players in the world, his age. He led all of New York State in scoring this year with 35 goals. He's all-county, all-state, all-city, and he was one of 20 men in the United States selected to represent our great country in Mexico in a men's championship game, a world championship tournament, and he just returned from Mexico. He's also a fine student athlete at Elmont Memorial High School. He happens to be a community liaison on my staff, and I jokingly tell you I taught him everything he knows about soccer. But he's a fine young man, Madam Speaker, and we're also joined in the chamber by his proud parents. His mother and his father are here with us, as is his brother. Also, the superintendent of Sewanaka Central High School, Warren Meyer-Dirks, his proud principal, Mr. John Capozzi from the Elmont Memorial High School, and proud trustee of the high school district, Aubrey Phillips. We're also joined by his girlfriend, who's a scholar athlete in her own right, who's a basketball star at the same high school, and she received a full athletic and academic scholarship to Manhattan College. So if you could please give these distinguished young Americans your finest and greeting.
I'd be most happy to. On behalf of Mr. Alfano, the Speaker, and all the members, first of all, we want to tell you about how proud we are of you. And we want to welcome you to our chamber, you and all of your guests. We extend the privileges of our floor and hope that you enjoy our proceedings. We wish you the very, very best throughout your future. And to all of you young people.
Akil has been really working hard, and the community's been following. He really put soccer back on the map at Elmont Memorial High School. Our soccer games now are so well attended, where last year they really weren't. So everybody is really following his successes. And just coming back from Mexico, the whole school is really waiting to welcome him back. And this is something that the whole Elmont community is very proud of.
So he's somewhat of a hometown hero.
Yes, he's a hometown hero. He's just while he's an excellent soccer player, he's just an excellent person. Really is phenomenal, helping the younger kids out in the community, always giving back to the community. So yes, he is a hero.
That's John Capozzi putting it very well there. And this is not the first time we've seen Akil Rodney on this program. We saw him working with some very young soccer players, and just a program or two ago. He really does give to the community.
He's a great young man. He's a real role